Hi there, guys. Elliot here. I miss you so much. Hey, have you ever wondered how you might be able to help out the Valleycast in a quick and easy and maybe even fun way? Well, guess what? There's a survey in the description down below, either on the video or the audio versions of this podcast, and we would love your help in figuring out what you listen to, how often you listen to us, who else do you listen to? It helps you, it helps us. It's a beautiful thing, and thank you so much for doing it. Taking the time is just it's not lost on us, and I appreciate it, and Joe appreciates it. Steve appreciates it. Kevin!
La 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 la.
Hello and welcome. I've never tried to do a Shrek voice.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, try.
Go. Do your best Shrek. And
Oh,
introduce the
laddie,
podcast.
come on, donkey. Let's go, donkey.
Now do it without using the word donkey.
Fiona, let's go. Let's go get some cake.
I need you to talk dirty to Fiona now.
Oh, baby, I want to eat your vagina.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes. I think it starts with your show.
You guys ever seen Clifford the Big Red Dog? Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to the Valleycast. Last week, Kevin and I had a little bit of a. Kevin and I were let loose on the old Valleycast studio.
Yeah, and you guys get to give me a little education today. We don't have to jump into it totally, but you guys have to tell me about it.
Did you talk about Goblincored?
You're
talking about Goblin.
Yes, sir.
He's talking about Goblincored.
This is by the way, everybody, this is a new record. This is the earliest podcast we've ever done now.
Is it really?
Is it? Are you sure?
Gotta
Or
be.
maybe like on par?
It might be, yeah.
We've never started before 8:30.
No.
This is the first sip of coffee. That's true.
I got some peppermint tea here. It's great.
I just have water. You guys go ahead and get your.
Oh, Steve.
I know. I don't know. I'm losing my mind.
It's crazy. You're waking up, you're drinking water, you're changing. What's going on?
Dude.
What's going on?
You know what I heard? This is crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but they say that the first thing you should do when you wake up in the morning is drink a glass of water. And I thought
I
that
have heard that.
I was
No.
like, what?
I have. I've heard that.
I was
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
wait a minute. I was like, what?
I'm gonna give that a shot.
How would your kids react to this version of Clifford the Big Red Dog?
You might find out a lot about your kid if you do that.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
What is that?
Anyway,
What was
how
that,
you guys
Sexy
doing,
Minion?
man? What's
Good,
new?
good.
So we were talking about Goblincored, yeah. Well, Goblincored, you know,
How'd you stumble upon Goblincored?
Well, had you heard of Goblincored when you saw that title?
now we gotta
Neither
get
had we.
Joe. Now we gotta catch Joe up to this goblin.
Absolutely not.
So what would you guess Goblincore is? Because you've heard of like cottagecore and
What core?
oh, you haven't heard of cottagecore.
You
No.
never heard of cottagecore?
No.
Okay, cottagecore. Well, okay, then just forget that. What do you think?
So just imagine the core in this when we talk about this type of clothing and core is like the type of style. So
Okay.
it's like streetwear. Like imagine
So these are
going-
people dressing up as goblins?
Yeah,
You
and
would think.
cottage core would be like imagine living in like a little cottage, like a little like a cottage place, and you got like you're all like I don't know.
It's really hard to describe.
It is hard to
cottagecore,
describe,
but you would
Let's-
recognize it. Think about like a bunch of flowers and like cutesy, like an old like Hansel and Gretel cottage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But you're
Yeah.
dressing like that.
Yeah, but
Yes.
also like people do like home furnishing.
Okay,
cottagecore.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cottagecore has
Great.
a lot to do with home
It's a
furnishing.
style.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
like making it look like a cute little cottage.
Gotcha. Okay, well that makes sense. So you guys went down the hole of
Imagine
people dressing like
hold on.
goblins.
Imagine endless photos
Endless.
of
What a descriptor.
of women holding wicker baskets filled with farm fresh eggs and linen towels wrapped around freshly baked bread.
Well, get out of my head. Get out of my dreams, guys.
And that's
Is that cottage core?
That's cottage
Eggs?
Yeah, because
And-
you're like, I'm gonna walk to town with my basket of eggs. Or I'm gonna come back from the market with a basket of eggs.
It's like we're talking the opening scene of Beauty and the Beast.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Joe, so we
I've got my eggs. I've got my basket. Some people call me cottage core.
Hell yeah.
So the reason we stumbled into Goblincore is because there was
the introductory. Yeah, it's great.
was a post on r/confessions on Reddit, which is a really fun subreddit where people confess things. And you never know if it's true or not, but this one sounds pretty true because I think some of us.
Well, we haven't related. Yeah, we related to it a little.
Yeah, because I think some of us ill folks
Yes. Thank
can
you.
relate to this. But it just the subject was, and forgive us for the people who have listened to last week's episode and are like, we already talked about this.
We won't jump all the way in. I just want to get
No, we
brought up
could
to
jump
speed.
all the way in
We
because
could because we could have gotten so.
We could have
deep.
got.
It was.
We could have done a whole episode on
Yeah.
Goblincore. And we could. And honestly, sharing it with you, I can't. And when we get Elliot back, we got to share it with Elliot.
Yeah, do the same thing.
I'm never gonna end this. Someone on r/confessions posted, made a post that says, "I like to creep around my home and act like a goblin." And it says, I don't know why, but I just enjoy doing this. Maybe it's my way of dealing with stress or something, but I just do it about once every week. Generally, I'll carry around a sack and creep around in a sort of crouch walking position, making goblin noises. Then I'll walk around my house and pick up various different trinkets and put them in my bag while saying stuff like, I'll be having that. And laughing maniacally in my goblin voice.
This guy's just a good writer.
It also says trinkets can include anything from shit I find on the ground to cutlery or other utensils. The other day I was talking to my neighbors and they mentioned hearing weird noises like what I wrote about. And I was just internally screaming the entire conversation. I'm 99% sure they don't know it's me, but God, that 1% chance is seriously weighing on my mind.
So me and Steve related to that. We were like, we're sometimes weird and we'll make noises or do really weird things when we're alone. But then we started wondering, is he with somebody? Is he home alone during this? It's weird that he has a schedule. He knows, like, I do this once a week. He took it to another level. But then in the comments, we discovered that people were thinking that this is Goblincore, that this is a form of
someone's like,
Goblincore.
you're just describing Goblincore.
Yeah.
Which apparently exists, and it's just a way of life.
Yeah, there's
That
there's
includes
any
mud.
core, right?
There's any core.
There was
Yeah.
fairy core.
There's fairy
Fairy
core.
core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's troll core, or do you think troll core falls under the banner of goblin core?
I'm sure the subsets
No.
exist 100%. Yeah.
Trolls
yeah.
are different.
Should I look up
Yurkai
troll
core?
You should look up troll core because I wonder if it would be from the movie Trolls and you dress up with the big bright
the
hair. Yeah.
And there's probably subsets of subsets
Of
too.
that. Yeah, you're right.
There's probably like the 3 Billy Goats Gruff trolls. That's one
Yes.
type of troll core.
The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings trolls.
Pinterest has Pinterest has 53 troll core ideas.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Here's a plan. This is a plan for
plan.
What the fuck?
What do you mean a plan?
Someone's got a plan to immerse themselves in trollcore.
We're gonna read someone's
Number
plan.
one, move to a place that allows us to live more sustainably. Two,
Okay.
purchase only
Off the grid.
Yeah.
Number two, purchase only used or locally made goods.
Or steal.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, see, this seems like something different, but they're talking about a rainwater collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, here's a creed, a goblin creed.
You have to do it in character.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let me see if I can find a goblin.
Mask. Just use
A
Shrek.
goblin face here. Oh, Shrek. Shrek would be good. How's
Definitely,
this one?
Shrek is not a goblin.
He's not
There
a
it
goblin.
is.
Oh, that's a good goblin.
Goblin brain, goblin brain.
got
Wants
no-
googly eyes and tasty cakes, garlic bread and warm soft bed, pretty knife and colored dice. Look at this rock I found.
Oh. Is that the creed?
No,
just
I'm
gave
not
us the
done. I
creed?
got distracted.
Oh, okay.
Little beads and whittled things, little birds and friendly words. Goblin brain wants many things, and goblin brain is right.
Oh, I don't like it calling it goblin brain.
Yeah, goblin brain definitely sounds like a
Goblin brain.
sometimes a sex move.
What is that?
Yo, dude, I met this girl at the bar. I took her home, and guess what? What? Things got hot and heavy. Really? What? Like, what happened? Dude, she gave me goblin brain.
Whoa! Dude, she's nuts.
She did the goblin brain all night long, dude.
Holy crap.
And then she went trollcore.
So I'm looking up trollcore on Tumblr, and it's interesting for sure. I'm seeing slingshots. Get your buy a slingshot. If you want to participate in trollcore, you got to own a slingshot.
I wonder if you have to avoid the sun if you're participating in trollcore.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because there's not much in the way of trollcore.
It's young. It's coming.
Trollcore is young.
Goblincored's got to take the stage for now.
When you're talking about this guy walking like a goblin, who I 100% see is the orc from Lord of the Rings that walks in.
Which one?
During the Shelob part. When he comes in and he finds
they come
he has that
stumbling in and they
waddle.
go,
Yeah.
That's the one.
After Frodo's captured by a Shelob. Yeah. I think of the one that's like, meat's back on the menu, boys.
Well, that's Uruk-hai though, right?
Well, also, did you guys see The Hobbit? Because there's the Goblin King from The Hobbit.
Yeah,
that's like
and there's
huge.
Excuse me,
nasty.
what about the OG Goblin King?
Ooh,
That's true.
That's somebody got real lazy with that filter. Gave up.
What if someone came to your kid's birthday party? Like, I'm the Goblin King from. You guys really need to see the video version because what's happening is
there's a lot
I'm
of
fucking
filters.
I'm doing a lot of like dumb effect type things.
Dude, I bring up that movie because I've this week just sat down and watched the Jesus.
I'm sorry.
What was that?
Please do it again. I was actually listening to Joe. I missed it.
That was a bunch of mouths. It looked like.
Someone.
Why?
What is it?
Dude,
There's a
that's
bunch of
kind of
mouths.
cool, though.
I mean, it's neat, but it's
Why a face
it's kinda
filter?
it's kind of like someone's not okay.
Yeah, somebody's like, I want to do a 17 gremlins in one pile filter.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Joe. What were you saying?
Anyways, I rewatched the Lord of the Rings extended versions this week after the kids went to bed. Just been sitting down and sitting
by
through
yourself.
because it's been a while. And man, they are perfection. They're so good.
They're
It's
so good.
It
The
still amazes
storytelling.
me.
Yeah, dude. And one of the things that I never really gave much thought to, but I think I saw a tweet or a headline or something that said something along the lines of like Lord of the Rings dialogue was some of the best dialogue that was ever written in film. And I never really thought about it. So I sat down and I watched them and I really listened. And it's true. It's so good.
Yeah, because it could be boring and it could be uninteresting, the dialogue.
Right.
Because the thing about the Lord of the Rings book is that it's like
it can get boring.
It's just kind of boring. Yeah. There's a lot of like lineage and ancestry and like kind
historic
of historic stuff.
Every line is a poem in that movie.
Yeah.
And but the movie could have been like that, very kind of like, whoa, what are they saying? I'm bored. But it's
that's what I'm saying in the movie is that every line is like a well-written poem. Everything lands so good.
Right.
And I know you guys, I'm talking to like the choir here, but man, there's so much I didn't remember from the extended versions. Like
how many times do you think you've seen the extended versions? Like, was this like your third or fourth watch maybe?
I'm probably in like the 7 to 8 range in my life. Nice. because it's an endeavor, man, as you guys know.
You gotta it's a trip.
So good. And then you re fall in love with parts like Eowyn and the Witch King. Like that moment is so fucking good.
Yeah,
there's so many good. Dude, and I also saw there's a tweet going around of like Aragorn running through. It's like a montage of all his running scenes, and they're like, "Why is Aragorn running so chaotically?" And it's like him, just like because he's like this. And then there's like another tweet that got even bigger. That's like that's because he was on real terrain in 20 pounds of armor, wearing a real sword. Actually trying to run through this thing, and it's like it's true. Like they did all that practically. There's so little that was done. I mean, there's a ton of still CG in that movie, but comparatively, it's incredible what they did in practice. It's crazy.
And like when you see a set in a movie, like especially a movie like this where you see so many like location shots, and then when you go to a set piece that's like obviously in a studio, it usually stands out in your mind. It's just like, okay, this is a set. You don't feel that way with any of the sets in that movie.
No. It's crazy.
Maybe a forest shot or two. There's like where you're like, okay, clearly this is, but man, the fucking movie is so meticulous and beautiful.
You know what's cool though? Like, you look at those movies and there's certainly like the visual effects. Some of them are kind of dated for sure, but
but barely though.
Yeah, but that's just
Gollum
kind of
still holds up.
A lot of stuff holds up really well, and Gollum needs to hold up, right? Because that's such an important character. But you look at all that stuff and you're like, wow, they used a lot of practical sets and they used a lot of like there is a lot of green screen stuff, and that always looks kind of like whatever. But then you look at things like The Mandalorian and like the Boba Fett show, which use they don't use green screens anymore. They use like those big projector, those screens that
LED screens now. That's a new thing. It's so cool.
And it looks so good. It looks so good, like when they're flying in ships and stuff, and the background is like out of focus, and everything moves so dynamically, and it looks so good.
It's interesting though, right? Like, I wonder, you have to be pre-planning even more in those situations, because with a green screen, it's like, we'll fix it in post, right? Like you can do whatever you want. You can still, but if you're doing it on those screens,
it's got to be perfect.
It's got to be
ready to go
from the start.
Yeah. I've wondered with those LED screens, because they've done them in more than just The Mandalorian, but I'm wondering if like that more works for a Star Wars realm, because if you put LED screens in like a Lord of the Rings thing, I'm curious to see if that would hold up in a similar way, unless they're just using it as like light or something, because it works so well because it's like still in this like electronic future world. So if you took that and put that in like Lord of the Rings, I feel like it would look fakey.
I think it's like the fact that it's real terrain and stuff like that, like kind of, because like I think they've shot everything in New Zealand again for I guess I'm kind of throwing in the new Lord of the Rings show.
I know the show. I know, because that's what I was gonna say too.
I was
wonder
thinking
if they'll incorporate that into the new show.
Well, it's certainly this like new. So for those of you, they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like so like they use green screen to like Joe was saying, put stuff in post and make it look like they're somewhere else in it, and they can replace the green with whatever. But you can tell, oh, there's a boy.
Jackson.
Joe's son just popped into the shot there. But but yeah, but with the stuff they've been using on like the Mandalorian and other places and stuff, they put these giant screens, like almost like an LCD or LED screen, and then they put the background in it live on the set.
Yeah, it's just like a giant TV screen that looks when
TV
it's on
screen.
film.
100 Thieves has one.
It looks real.
It looks incredible. It looks really good, and it's hard to tell what could possibly be a location and what could be a screen thing.
And it looks crisp as hell. Like it really, really jumps off on screen.
Yeah, and they can utilize depth of field and blur it out as much as they want and stuff, and like make it look. And then when the camera moves, you're not like tracking this post-production thing. It's like a real thing that's statically there. It's almost like back in the day, they would use rear projection, which would be literally just a projection screen with like a driving scene, and then they put the actors in like a fake car, and then they put the projection screen behind them, and it looked really good. I mean, obviously it's bumping around, and there's no stabilization. You can see it loop sometimes and things like that, but this is basically like the future version of that, and I feel like if they utilize that in something like Lord of the Rings, because like if they're using like New Zealand and shit as the backdrop, kind of like for the classic trilogy of Lord of the Rings, then I think it'll just look. I don't think we'll be able to tell if they use something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could imagine somebody standing on a rocky outcrop and looking. And you see their feet, and you see the bottom of the rock, and then you see them looking over this vast expanse. You could do that shot practically on that LED screen. You really could.
Put that landscape on the screen, and then just have someone look at the screen, and you'd have
a little
actors be able to react to something that we're gonna see, that the audience is gonna see. Because a lot of times with that green screen shit, they're like, just imagine there's a big fucking dinosaur over there, and then it looks like space. All right,
hey, this tennis ball on a stick.
Hey,
it's about to bite your fucking head off.
This tennis ball,
act like this tennis ball's gonna bite your fucking head off.
Okay,
all right, action.
Oh, this tennis ball is the most terrifying thing you've ever seen in your life.
I need you to cry right now at this tennis ball. Cry at this tennis ball right now. Action.
But now they can really show you kind of like what's up, and I think that's really cool. I like that.
That's right.
And I'd like to see them utilize that in future things. And with Lord of the Rings, it's like, yeah, there's some times where the visual effects aren't so great or whatever, but man, visual effects are looking so good now, baby. And we got that new Lord of the Rings show coming out.
My worry is that, because one of my gripes with The Hobbit is that it was so CG. It looks like fake in a bunch of parts. So that's what I'm hoping that this doesn't leak. No, I'm just hoping that Lord of the Rings doesn't. The new show.
It doesn't look like it's going that route.
It does not, which is great. Yeah.
I don't think they have the budget for that type of CG, so it's got to be practical.
Yeah.
Actually, they do have the budget. They spent so much money on that thing.
It's like $1 billion. It was like over $1 billion. Yeah.
Are you guys excited? Did the trailer get your rocks off? Are you like, or not
trailer?
The teaser
and the teaser,
and the pictures. The pictures.
Well, the thing about the teaser, which was really cool that I learned, was that whole thing is practical.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, really?
Yeah, with the fire like burning the on the wood or whatever. It's all practical.
That's great.
Yeah, super like macro lens and slow mo. Really cool.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be interesting for sure. I mean, we're gonna get everyone's like, "Whoa, Lord of the Rings show," but the general audience is going to have a hard time with understanding what exactly we're doing with this Lord of the Rings show, because a lot of people are thinking, whoa, is this just like the movies, but they're doing a series, or is this like a continuation of the movies and to see where the characters are now and shit? And it's like, no, this is like centuries. It's like centuries before.
Yeah. Are we dipping into the Silmarillion? Is that what's going on?
I guess they're using some of that. Yeah. But we're going to get like young Galadriel and young, Elrond,
yeah,
all these.
But they're also
when he was just slinging peen.
Yeah, hanging dong and banging all the elves.
In college, he was known as El Dong.
Yeah. He would really get into those elderberries and get super fucked up. And I remember what the fuck he did. But yeah, like, so it's going to be interesting to see like audiences jump into this kind of like completely new world, because it's not the Lord of the Rings like we know and love. It's different.
Yep.
But I think of Game of Thrones. Yeah. Game of Thrones was like a world that people that some like the book readers knew, but like the general audience had no idea what the heck they were getting into.
Totally.
And they eventually found the
but there was no previous like expectation that was set prior to it.
And not only that, like Game of Thrones used source material that was like really well written, with really good stuff. Like those first couple of books are they're very beloved, and the stories are very good and they're very compelling. And we know that about Lord of the Rings and stuff too, but this is like completely new territory. This is like new stories, new characters.
I was going to say,
it's really going to rely on the like story being good. And if it's like,
do we know if Peter Jackson is involved at all?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, even if he had any hand in it?
I'm sure he's a consultant of some sort.
Which just means they put his name on it so they can put his name on it and make
gosh. Dude, I feel bad for I feel like that guy, he's the one who, if anybody doesn't know, directed the first Lord of the Rings and like wrote them. I feel like ever since those movies, he's just slowly deteriorating, but he's still like putting out good stuff, but like you could just see it in his psyche and everything, that like after those movies it just is like slowly killing him. And it's like sad, but like this beautiful thing that like he made this incredible.
Do you mean killing him as in like he misses it and wishes he could do it, or like it just it took 40 years
took
from
him out? Yes, it took him out. Like I remember as a kid, like seeing him in all the interviews, and he was so like joyous and just like young seeming. And then now it's just like he's just this old disgruntled like of a person. It's like it's sad.
No, there's zero involvement from Peter Jackson.
Wow,
dang. There you go.
It took out. I mean, I guess if you walk away from something like that after putting 30 years of your life into it or whatever, it's probably tough to go back.
Also,
and he's doing
filming,
yeah.
I mean, it's like he's probably wants to be done in a way. He's probably like, I don't want. He did The Hobbit. He did 3 movies of The Hobbit. He's probably like, okay, let's pass on the torch to other people and see if they can do it now. Yeah.
He did Kong, did The Hobbit after Lord of the Rings, did the couple documentaries. Did you guys watch
Bones?
Lovely Bones was post, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Yeah, I mean, goddamn, that dude worked.
He did that World War II thing,
did the World War
which
II
I still want to see. Supposedly that's still really cool.
It's good. It's fascinating. Definitely give it a watch.
Yeah,
and then
I want to see him go back to his gross horror.
I know.
Roots. I want to see him like do like a Frighteners. Like a Frighteners bad taste. Like a weird, get back to his like weird independent.
Frighteners is one of my favorite horror movies ever. It's so fun to watch somebody like Peter Jackson and see how their roots made it into their later stuff.
Yeah,
there's so many moments in Lord of the Rings where you're like, oh yeah, he did that in Frighteners. Oh yeah, he did that in.
Yeah.
The other director that's really fun to see that with is any Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
Any Sam Raimi movie is like.
Yeah. They all came from the same kind of school of how to handle a camera and stuff.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man 2 scene when Doc Ock is in the hospital bed and it's like a little horror short.
Oh yeah, that like shit's amazing. So good.
I'm so excited for his Doctor Strange movie. Like.
Yeah.
How much fun is that going to be?
All right, let's talk about food, you guys. I'm talking specifically HelloFresh. You might be asking yourself, what is it, Elliot? Tell us what it is. Well, with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit, okay? HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients to your door, including farm fresh produce that arrives within a week, so you get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store. It'll save you on that long wait in line, ensuring that you don't waste money on excess food. HelloFresh has fit and wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about, with 6 recipes per week to choose from, including low-calorie and carb-conscious options. Speaking of one option that I don't believe is either of these things, I recently had their meatloaf, and I have to tell you, I've had it before, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna have it again. It's probably the favorite meatloaf I've ever had, best meatloaf I've ever experienced. Absolutely delicious, wonderful, and it's also very cute meatloaf. I know it doesn't say to mention how cute the meatloaf is, but that's a little bonus for them. Also, HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need to easily customize your order online or in the app. Easily change your delivery day, food preferences, and plan size, or skip a week whenever you need to. HelloFresh cuts back on time spent in the kitchen, with meals ready in and around 30 minutes or less, and also with quick and easy meals, including 20-minute recipes and low prep and easy cleanup options. It'll provide an even faster route to putting food on the table. How about that? Are you interested yet? Have I sold you? I bet I have. It's absolutely delicious. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to hellofresh.com/valleycast16 and use code valleycast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts, okay? They recently sent me some cheesecake, and I don't gotta tell you, it was very good. And also, very cute. It's really cute cheesecake now that I think about it. So anyway, go to hellofresh.com/valleycast16 and use code valleycast16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 gifts, okay? 3 free gifts. I highly encourage you to do it. You're not gonna be sorry. And ask for the meatloaf and tell them valleycast16 sent you. You know, I know the Valleyfolk is just a tiny little small business, but sometimes it doesn't feel so small to me. You know, sometimes it feels big and girthy, and it's a lot to wrap my head around. You know, and one thing I've learned, and I'm sure you've heard this before, is time is money. And I think that you shouldn't waste either with repeated trips to the post office. With Stamps.com, you can skip the trip and focus on how to take your small business to the next level. Stamps.com lets you print official postage right from your computer and saves you money in the process, so you can spend less time at the post office and more time making your customers or listeners or purchasers or family members happy. How does that sound? Good? Did I peek there with the audio? I apologize. Stamps.com saves you time, money, and stress. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses, of which, I don't know, we are one. Stamps.com gives you access to all the post office and UPS shipping services you need right from your computer, and you can get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like up to 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. Whether you're in an office and invoices, maybe it's a side hustle or an Etsy shop, or full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. Yeah, it will. All you need is a computer and a standard printer. No special supplies or equipment. And boom, you're up and running in minutes, just like that. Print an official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. I took pre-workout before I did this ad read. Anyway, you gotta stop overpaying for shipping with Stamps.com. All right, sign up with promo code ValleyCast for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale, which is very handy. Good Lord, I did have pre-workout. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's no long-term commitments or contracts. Let's try that again. Sign up with promo code ValleyCast for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale, and there's no long-term commitments or contracts. See how much easier it is to speak when your tongue doesn't decide to do acrobats in your mouth in the middle of an ad read? Anyway, all you have to do is go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ValleyCast. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ValleyCast for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale with no long-term commitments or contracts. What if I just did it? I'll do it 4 more times. Thanks. I can't stand monthly fees. Oh, I got an idea. How about we kick off 2022 with a better checking account with no monthly fees? Chime, an award-winning app and debit card, has absolutely no overdraft fees, foreign transaction fees, monthly fees, or service fees. With over 60,000 fee-free in-network ATMs at many locations, like most Walgreens, 7-Eleven, CVS, you can access your money when you need it, where you need it. You can also send money to anyone, even if they aren't on Chime. How great is that? Fee-free for you and no cash-out fees for them. Elliot, well, why don't you tell me more? This is your time to shine as part of the podcast. What are you bringing to the table? I'll tell you exactly what I'm bringing to the table. I'm going to make sure you make your first good decision of the new year and join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up, takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Whew. So get started at chime.com/Valleycast. That's chime.com/Valleycast. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Get fee-free transactions at any MoneyPass ATM in a 7-Eleven location and at any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATM. Otherwise, out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply. Sometimes pay anyone instant transfers can be delayed. The recipient must use a valid debit card or be a Chime member to claim funds. So, go to chime.com/Valleycast and sign up for Chime. Now, let's get back to the show and see what those hooligans are talking about. Keep going. You're on it. And now.
So it says here that the rights deal for the Lord of the Rings series for Amazon was $250 million
for the rights,
just to do it, and it has a guaranteed 5-season deal.
Wow!
So no matter what, we're getting
we will be getting 5 seasons.
Unless it absolutely tanks.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
A guaranteed 5 seasons should also guarantee at least one full story told from beginning to end. And even though there's always a possibility of more, depending on the series' success, the deal also allowed for the potential of spin-off series. Ooh, I'm dizzy.
Yeah.
Which could mean the potential for even more of Middle-earth outside of just this adaptation. In November 2019, Deadline confirmed that Amazon had officially ordered a second season of the series and that it was already in the works, according to the report. The official early renewal means that there will be a shorter wait time between the first 2 seasons. I
see. So they're supposed to be dropping a trailer today. And I'm wondering if it'll be during today's Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm wondering if it'll be during the Super Bowl.
That's it.
100%. Now you guys have to watch the Super Bowl.
No, I'll wait till it's out online.
Nope. Okay, we can watch it on Super Bowl. That's the rule.
What if you could only see it?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be that way.
There's potential like whoring out possibilities if by the way you just described what they plan to do with this, much like Disney is like
that's
pouring out the Star Wars franchise. And I'm not saying that negatively. I mean, there's so much coming out of it that it makes me excited at the possibilities of like, imagine an animatrix style, like animated, dark and gritty Lord of the Rings.
I mean, that's the highest hopes.
That could be cool. Yeah, because what we're seeing now is like big giant corporations acquiring the rights to use big giant
IP,
and with Star Wars, it's like obviously we're getting like they're just gonna throw a bunch of Star Wars shit at us. Like we're gonna get this Obi-Wan series soon. We're gonna get this Ahsoka series soon. We're probably gonna get like whatever, all sorts of shit. And honestly, for me, it's like the burnout is imminent because it feels like Marvel has a little bit of a burnout going, just a little as far as like.
I'm the complete opposite.
But they dropped Spider-Man and like
I was just gonna say, dude, I was done with
Right.
Marvel, and then I saw this new Spider-Man, and I've like all of a sudden been like, I want to see all these Marvel movies again.
Well, yeah,
like I am way back in.
Right, but like in addition to that, we're gonna get all these like series and shit. We're gonna get all this stuff. But it's like for me with Star Wars, it's like this is what I've been waiting for since I was like a kid. I've been waiting for Star Wars to have like series about characters that we saw show up for a second, and then give them storylines and shit like that.
And they're handling it well. They are handling it
well.
That's the thing. For the most part, Star Wars and Marvel and all of it, I think the burnout would have happened so much longer.
It would have been
longer.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
Boba Fett would have failed.
Like all of this stuff could have been like bad and shitty, but like the best writers and creators in the industry are like flocking to these projects because that's where the money is, and they're turning out great. Like WandaVision shouldn't have been good, but it was great.
Yeah. I know, and I think we're gonna get like some good, some bad, and then and the fandom is always gonna be aggressive about things,
no matter what.
But for the most part, it seems like they're handling it pretty well, which is really cool.
It is interesting to think about how there is like these old IPs now. And there's a little bit of sadness in me that's like, okay, now where does that mean that there will not be, at least for the next like 15 years, new like franchises like that will, because we are in this realm of just like repeating and like taking the same big ideas and then making little stories out of this.
Nostalgia sells really well right now. Yeah.
But I'm like wondering, at what point will their new ideas circle back around and like
we worry about that without realizing that the new ideas are
happening,
constant, right? Like we went Star Wars and that was great. And then we had the Lord of the Rings, right? And then we had Harry Potter, and then we had Game of Thrones. Like these big franchises are happening, and now it's Marvel, like in big chunks all the time. The era we're in now that I find interesting is that we're talking about these big IPs kind of like taking everything over. It's like, oh, we only make Marvel movies now, right? And stuff like that. But we're kind of an older generation and we're still watching it. But our kids, my kids, the movie industry to them and entertainment to them, they've been bred to
it is, I know.
That's how they think movies are made. Like Marvel has been their cinematic journey their entire life. Right. Yeah. So it's not weird to them. That's how they have Pavlovianly been experiencing movies now. So it's like it doesn't feel off base to them.
I also feel like so we are in a time where like it's for big studios. It's like what's the next big IP? What's the next big series? Like I think they're trying it out with Dune a little bit, and they're gonna do like
we're waiting on Avatar.
Which is a new IP kind of a thing, and but it has to have people like James Cameron behind it in order for them to kind of like believe in it enough, because it feels like it's not real. New IP isn't really leaking through the cracks too much right now, but I feel like there's going to be cycles, right? Like, because it feels like studios are always looking for like the next new IP, like
totally
in books and comic books and things like that, like where like you guys have seen how they Disney acquires the rights to this book series, or Paramount acquires the rights to this book series. You see those announcements all the time, and it's because they're trying to like pull new IP into the thing and see if that might work and be a whole huge thing. But I think we'll see more of it, because certainly right now we've got a bit of a burnout with nostalgia and reviving things and remaking things. Like I've heard rumors of we just got MacGruber back, and we got like there's like a bunch of stuff that keeps coming, like Beavis and Butthead. We got a new Beavis and Butthead coming out. There's rumors of like a Ted, that movie Ted with the little bear.
Oh, with the bear, yeah.
There's rumors of a series coming to like
see.
About how Ted came to be, like a prequel of like meeting Ted
or
something as a little kid or something. But we keep getting like all this shit that's like, like let's see what happens if we turn this into a series. Let's see what happens if we turn this into a series and shit. And so I think we'll get to a point where they're like, all right, this isn't working anymore. Let's try some new shit, maybe. I don't know.
Agree. Those are different to me though, because what I'm talking about with like Star Wars and Marvel is like they're creating so many side little stories, just like take the Mandalorian. Like they're taking that character and then growing that into this huge separate thing that now even like they could do a series on freaking Grogu if they wanted to. They can now keep taking. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what if it got to the point to where all our shows are just based off of the Star Wars world or Marvel world? Like it is like there's so many that it is kind of crazy that
it's almost like when Family Matters came out. It was like, man, it was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, and it was like, wow, we're just never gonna get out of this Perfect Strangers universe, I guess.
I don't know if you guys have done the connected the dots, but every sitcom is actually a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers.
Wow.
It's called the Perfect
Cheers,
Strangerverse.
Frasier, Seinfeld. The Wire, Sopranos, Breaking Bad. They're all spinoffs of Perfect Stranger.
And I don't know if you guys saw it. It was leaked out. I think I saw it on a Reddit post. There is a spinoff Grogu show. It's actually a travel show where he's just going to a bunch of different like planets and like eating their food, jumping into the culture. It's kind of a first person experience, talking to the camera and the people. It's called Grogu Goes To. It's really, really gonna be good.
Grogu Goes To. And Balky shows up.
The perfect stranger verse. I love it.
There he is.
Dude, speaking of nostalgia porn,
the extended Perfect Strangers universe, the EPSU.
I hope some forward-thinking listener of this podcast goes and just tries to connect as many sitcoms as possible.
Yeah, to Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, again, speaking of nostalgia porn and stuff, I was very surprised at how pumped I was after watching the newest Jurassic Park trailer.
Well, yeah, I mean, bringing back the same people is what really...
That's cool, but like all these dinosaurs in the real world running in snow, like those shots of the dinosaurs running in snow, I just like, that's something we've never seen before, and it's so simple, and it looks so freaking
it looks
cool.
Great. Yeah, it does.
Yep.
They've gotten really good at making trailers. They get different companies to do trailers than the studio or something sometimes.
Dude, that's like a side dream of mine is to edit trailers.
Yeah, and they'll just go like, make these trailers look like this is the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
Make this movie look like it's the greatest movie ever made. And so they'll like, they'll put the little slow Jurassic Park song in it. And that's going to get people going. And they tease like some old characters. They show and they also show like these beautiful shots of like sunsets and dinosaurs running around in sunsets and stuff. And it's like, whoa, this movie's going to be fucking beautiful and gorgeous. But the truth is that they're using all this shit out of context. And like, this is not how the movie is going to look.
Dude.
And they're just making this trailer. And the trailer, like the trailer does a really fucking good job of being like, this movie looks good, doesn't it? And
think about the Rise of Skywalker trailer. That was one of that trailer like pretty much made me cry because of the music. It was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the tone movie wasn't that great.
Yeah,
it's an art form and it's marketing. It's great.
It is.
It's a separate art form. It's
manipulation.
Like,
it's so cool.
Because it's basically like it's the preview that pulls you in. That's like that makes you want to go see the movie. And it's like, how do we make this so good? And it's like, let's throw in fucking Jeff Goldblum. Let's get Sir Attenborough doing a little like line from the first movie. We'll put some reverb on it, and we'll show some pretty dinosaurs and stuff. It's like, it sucks to see through a lot of those tricks and be like, man, but I've seen all these other new Jurassic Park movies, and when I come out of the theater, I go, well, that was a movie. And it's like they're showing me so it's like I'm skeptical, and I see the tricks they're pulling, and I'm like, bring them all back and put them in the same clothes and make them do the same shit in the trailer.
I reject your cynical list. This was a good trailer. I was not excited for.
I think it's a good trailer.
Either of the previous ones with Pratt. I really wasn't, and they weren't great.
No.
Yeah.
This one, I was like, And before we got on to this podcast this morning, I watched Jordan Peele's Nope trailer.
I was just about to say
that yet.
Watched that, and here's what went through my head. I went, holy crap, Jordan Peele makes good movies. And then I go, but he makes better trailers. Because the trailers for his movies are so good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the trailer was, amazing, yes, but also I loved how you really couldn't tell what was happening.
Yep.
It was very confusing. And
didn't show us everything.
Does that. Yeah,
I like that.
I love when a trailer does that.
That's good, because you have no idea what you're gonna see, and like, and you don't, and everything's out of context.
That's right.
But I will say the Jurassic Park trailer, that is a good trailer.
Yeah.
It's a very good trailer. It's
Ali Sadler.
It's a good trailer, but you know, whatever. We'll see. I don't want to be. I can see that they're trying to trick me. They're trying to
It's getting you in.
Yeah, they're trying to trick me, and I'm like, I don't know. I've seen the wizard behind the curtain, and they're not really that good at what they do over there.
I'm in.
All right.
They got me.
You guys want to do some would you rathers?
Sure, baby.
Yeah, let's do would you rather. Close it out.
Let's close it out with some would you rathers here.
Wow, wow, wow.
This one's interesting.
I know you're avoiding trailers, but you should watch the Nope.
It's really good
because it doesn't really give away much. It's just cool, and I didn't know Keke Palmer was going to be in it, which I think will be so cool and fun.
Would you rather have the ability to fly, but you fly at a speed of 0.5 miles per hour and not any faster?
So you're basically levitating.
Yeah. Or swim fast like 200 miles per hour.
Ooh, both are cool.
I mean, the flying is cool, but
you're basically
floating. You're just kind of floating.
You're like you're basically
Tom, what's up?
Yeah, you're a glorified lookout. Hey, are mom and dad almost home? Go check it out.
Okay, I'll be right back.
But does that also mean flying? Like that's probably also vertically as well.
Yeah,
it would take forever to
go up.
I'll be right back.
I'm still thinking because if you're just swimming, you can't just show that off like anytime either. Because with flying, I feel like you could go to the top of a building, jump off, and then just all of a sudden stop in midair and then kind of like look around. Or you could be in a plane and just jump off and then stop.
So if you jump, if you have the ability to fly at 0.5 miles per hour, but you jump off a building and you're going real fast, you could just slow yourself down.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's kind of neat.
Yeah, but then the physics of it all, your guts would just fly out of your asshole. Much like riding the Gravitron.
Which almost happened with you riding the Gravitron.
Yeah.
Swimming that fast would be cool. I don't know. You could do some fun stuff with that, but like, yeah, I
mean,
guess
you could just go across the Atlantic or the Pacific real quick. But how? I mean, 200 miles per hour would still take you freaking forever.
It's not that quick.
No, I would do flying 100%. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I'm looking for another one here. Would you rather be the very best at everything ever or be mediocre in a fantasy world of your choosing?
What?
I mean, I don't mind being mediocre if I could live in a world with magic, I guess.
I'm gonna be the best at everything ever.
Really?
I think so too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but if you're the best at everything ever, it's like, doesn't that get boring real fast?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, there's so many things you
think
could
about
try.
Dr. Manhattan, who like from Watchmen. The second he got the ability to do anything ever, he was like, I need to go away from humans and go be on another planet and get like it feels like you just because like you know how like when you learn too much about the history of where you come from and like you learn too much about things and then you're just disenchanted, like when you learn too much about movies and trailers aren't fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna be the best at everything ever.
Okay,
I can do whatever. Like that means you could do and create anything you want. You could like anything ever. We could like save humanity from itself because we would have all the answers.
What if you chose mediocre in the Harry Potter world and then you would just end up in the exactly the same world that we're in now, and there's just this other world somewhere else that you can't get to because you're not a wizard?
Yeah, that's like a monkey's paw. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, you're like Harry Potter's neighbor. You have nothing to do with Hogwarts. You don't get an owl.
You just live in England.
You're just like, why does that little motherfucker next door like go away? every
There's
summer.
weird sounds happening over there sometimes. The electricity goes out every once in a while in that place.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather? This answer is gonna come down to. This is gonna be an interesting answer.
Oh, foreshadowing.
Would you rather save one dog or 10 kids?
There's a lot of dog lovers up there that would 100% save the dog.
That's what I'm saying.
I hate kids. I mean, I'm going to save the kids, of course.
Yeah,
Even
that's
if you
a lot of.
But even if you don't hate kids, it's like these 10 kids might turn out to be pieces of shit.
That dog might murder a baby. Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know if you saved Satan's dog.
10 is a lot.
I guess you gotta say. I guess like in the name of humanity, you gotta
Yeah.
save the kids.
Like let's just take
Two
like,
kids
what
and
you're-
one dog.
Yeah, take
is
the
different.
bias or whatever.
Let's just talk about
feelings are,
let's just talk about souls, baby.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
And
look,
you're
look,
saving
look,
10
look.
souls or one soul.
Yeah, but
you gotta save the
yeah.
10 souls, you know?
Sure, sure.
You know?
Yeah, because it's like you want to make an omelet, you got to kill a dog. You know.
That's
right.
how I've made every single. What if the question was, would you rather save one dog or one cat, but you have to kick the other one that you don't
Oh, you have to
save?
kick
You
the
have to
other one
kick
until
the
you
other
have to
one.
kick it as hard as you can. Not only does one lose, it also gets gravely injured. It's so fucked up. It's like Saw. That's like in the
That's
Saw
it.
movie. The Saw movies
Yeah.
always go like, "You're gonna have to dig into your own tummy to get the key."
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no! But it's like you have to pick a dog or a cat. You have to kick the one you didn't pick. It's like,
Yeah, that's
"No,
awful."
That's like a saw trap, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's a
All you
more
have to do
scary
is
Saw
kick-
trap.
yeah, you can live if you kick this cat.
It's like the cutest little cat ever, and you're like, oh god,
I don't want to kick a cat.
oh, I guess I gotta kick this cat to save my life.
Save the cat.
Okay, how about this? Would you rather be a dog or a lizard? And here's my answer before. I think being a lizard would suck real bad.
Awful.
I think the second you come out of your little cold cave and out into the sunlight, a hawk is gonna come get you.
Yeah. Tell
Like
me,
this-
name like 2 benefits of being a lizard.
You got
it's not
speed,
one
You
benefit.
got speed. You're
More
very
faster
fast.
than a human?
Yeah. You ever try to catch a? You ever try to catch a lizard?
Little short short batches of speed.
Yeah, they're just kind of like they're meant to. They've evolved to
Okay.
evade predators.
Okay.
I will say this about a lizard. The one advantage that I see is that I think there's no happier animal on the planet than when I see a lizard just basking in the sun. They seem
I know,
so
they look really.
they seem so zen-like and
Yeah.
happy and content, and then you scare the shit out of them, and then they run away.
Yeah. Well, they're skittish.
Yes, they are. Dog, 100%, right?
Yeah.
But then that brings up the concept of freedom, right? Yes,
know.
lizards are in captivity sometimes, and they are pets. But I would say they have a way more life freedom in general than a dog might.
Agreed.
Sure.
But a dog also likes the comfort, we assume.
Well, what if you're a dog that gets put into a family that chose to kick the dog? And then
because they were in
you
that
could be
saw
put-
trap.
that's
Mm,
right.
No way, man.
Because you
Saw
could be
trap
put
dog
into
family.
a bad family.
Okay, so I got two more things here, and then we could get out of here. These aren't would you rather's, these are ask Reddits, which are also really fun. But one of them says, what's the most unattractive male name?
This is different for everybody, though.
Yeah. And I think that
Herbert.
I like Herbert.
someone said my grandpa's name was Penrod.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's some Harry Potter shit.
Yeah, Penrod Billington. My name is.
He was Harry Potter's neighbor.
Call me Penny. How about this?
I mean-
This guy says I have a guy in my class whose name is Blandon.
Whoa. No, see, that's still like cool to me.
Blandon?
Yeah.
No.
Because you've never heard that before.
Yeah, but it's like bland. Bland is in your name. Bland is the first word in your name.
Did they call him Blandy for short?
Bland.
Bland.
Blandy Randy is what I call it. Also, Pubert.
Hubert sounds bad.
Someone
That's
else.
pubes and Hubert.
Someone said I met a dude named John Old, not a crumb of pussy. For a podcast."
Not a crumb. Oh my god! Sometimes the comments in Reddit are just.
I
next
know,
level.
I love it. And then related to that one, similar because it's a name thing, I guess. But another Ask Reddit was, what is a first name that immediately makes you think this person is an asshole?
I think the go-to name for that for everybody now, it's almost like a meme, is Chad.
Chad,
right?
yeah,
Chad,
Chad for sure.
Dude,
Like
the name Kyle for me,
Kyle, yeah.
tough. And I know there's a
Kyle's-
lot of good Kyles out there, but there's
I
a lot
know
of
a
bad
really
Kyles.
good Kyle, but
Yeah.
I've met some pretty shitty Kyles.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Someone
I was almost named Kyle. It was either Kevin or Kyle.
Whoa.
I know.
I don't know if we would have been your friend.
No,
Oh.
sir.
Kyle-
Okay.
Kyle Placky's a fucking bully.
Ugh.
Kyle Plachy.
Oh,
One of the comments on what's the first name that immediately makes you think this person is an asshole is someone I know just had a son and legitimately named him Notorious.
wow. Man.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's like, talk about setting up someone
Yeah,
to
100%.
be an asshole.
Yeah.
Because it's like, my name is Notorious. That means that I need to live up to my name, which means that
Oh.
person's going to be annoying for a real long time.
So is
Yeah.
the short version of it? You think they're just gonna call him Tory?
Tory.
Probably just gonna call him Tory.
It
Yeah.
could be. Yeah.
Also, top comment on the whole.
No, Tory. Us. That's how they're gonna discipline us.
There is no,
No Tory.
Tory, only us.
Us.
The top comment on the what's the name that immediately thinks the person's asshole
Asshole.
is, as a Dylan, I can say with 100% confidence that the true answer is those motherfuckers named Dylan.
Yeah. That's great. It's coming from a Dylan.
Coming from a Dylan.
I knew a great Dylan growing up. I've yet to have a bad Dylan experience.
I had a bad Dylan. There was a bad Dylan.
Oh man, a Hunter and a Cody. Those are high.
Yeah.
I don't mind those.
Hunter.
I don't mind those.
Cody's
I had
yeah, Hunter is one of them for sure.
I had good Cody experiences growing up too. Had a-
Cody not so
Yeah.
much as Hunter. Hunter's another one. Yeah, Chad's in there kind of
Chad
low.
is.
interesting. Maybe people have moved on, like Chet and Chad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this
Chet.
one.
Oof.
Someone says
Brad is another one. Brad is another.
Brad.
Brad. Yeah.
I don't know.
Brad.
Brad.
Yeah.
Why are Brad
like
and Chad
douchebags.
such pieces of shit? This is a fun one. Tina. Fuck you, Tina. And someone says, I work with a Tina. Can confirm the awfulness that follows her name.
That's true. We were all going a male route, and this didn't specify whether or not. Whenever I think of an asshole, I do think of a guy.
A
as
guy,
opposed to a
yeah.
girl.
Yeah, instantly. Oh, what about Chet?
Well, that's what he said.
Chet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chet and
Chad
Chad.
is
Chet and
Chad.
Chad.
Austin, I don't have a problem with Austin.
Austin's fine.
Is there a name? I think we've talked about this before, but like when you were growing up, was there a name that you automatically associated with, like, oh, that person, male or female, we'll probably skew female, is automatically hot. You never saw.
Oh yeah,
their
like
name.
Stacy.
For whatever reason, I always thought if your name was Tiffany, you were going to be an
Yeah,
attractive
Tiffany,
nice
human being.
Tiffany, Stacy, Kimberly,
Sydney for me.
Yeah,
Cindy.
Yeah.
Sydney.
Sydney, not Cindy.
Sydney's a real good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cromple.
Crumble. Yeah, there was a hot crumble.
Crep.
Stillborn.
Oh God.
Gyps. The Gyps. Yo, this is my boy, the Gyps.
Flap.
Oh.
Stiff.
Oh,
What's his
man.
last name? Splip.
Smith.
Scrim.
Trash.
Oh, how about this? I've met a few girls named after cars like Mercedes, Bentley, etc. And
Yeah.
those names obviously sound gaudy and pretentious as hell.
There was a hot Mercedes at my high school.
Mercedes.
That seems like
Mercedes was
such an
hot.
LA name for sure.
Yeah.
There was a movie about a girl named Mercedes that they were like chasing. What was it? Was it License to Drive?
I think it was. Yeah.
Whoa.
with the Coreys, right?
Yeah, the Coreys. That movie's bad. All right. Guys, what a fun time. Joe, we missed you last episode.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
now
me
we
on.
miss Elliot.
We're glad you're back. We miss Elliot. Kevin.
Elliot, for all you listeners, is off gallivanting in nature.
Yeah, Joshua Tree, baby.
Joshua Tree in it. So he's off the grid.
I keep hearing about this guy named Joshua and his tree, but I've yet to see it, and I don't know what the big deal is. So
It's beautiful.
Here it's a great tree.
all right. Well, Kevin, thank you for taking your time out of your
Thank you.
activity. You guys gonna do some Super Bowl shit today?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang out with Mr. Andy Mogren and watch it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got invited to an Andy Mogren joint that I might pop by, and but also karaoke.
Oh, that's true.
I invited Andy and maybe some other fun kids, and we'll see. Maybe there'll be like some fun shit going on tonight. You know,
Damn, Super Bowl
Perhaps.
karaoke.
Super Bowl karaoke.
Why? Why?
Why was that at?
It's like
You guys ever switched insurance?
it's his torso.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Thank you for listening to the show. Movie games are making their way to home
It's
soon.
where it is right now. Update for y'all is it's still on the boat,
Step.
but it's like off of the coast of New York, waiting to get into
Whoa.
port, and it's just
Whoa.
like it's just stuck in the shipping congestion. It's just sitting there waiting to dock.
Dang.
That's it. And it's been sitting there for
It's
a while.
moving.
Yeah. So we're so close.
I know.
Well, I'm very excited.
excited.
I can't wait, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this this fun game. And you know, we appreciate you guys very much.
Bye.
Bye.